It's the time to get down.
'27s, I might think you're coming to kill me.
Yeah, you're doing
Being
wrong.
a black man, you know, coming from Los Angeles,
Right.
Helicopters scare me any damn way. And then to see people rappelling down,
Right.
I might think you're trying to kick my ass.
Yeah, that's true.
So they have all this stuff, and the spin on is terrible. They found no weapons.
Really?
That's why they had to go with the sticks. Because first they said there was weapons. Remember, they said they were shooting. They said the people shot at somebody.
Yeah.
Now there's no weapons. It's like the weapons of mass destruction. They have no weapons. Okay, so they were attacking us. And then they have, they threw a soldier overboard. You know, if you're a trained military soldier and some people with some sticks throw your ass overboard,
Right.
That's your last commission, I think.
Well, yeah.
I think that's it for you. And then they showed the back of some man's head in the hospital talking about he said he was hurt. Ain't this a bitch? You know, yo, come on now. And I want to remind you guys, and I'm going to say this over and over again. Remember, keep your anger focused on government officials. Do never let this get you into a whole pattern of racism or anti-Semitism. People use these kinds of things as excuses. Remember, the protest movement extends into Israel. Remember, I warned you even about Iran before you were talking about nuking them. And then when you had the protests, I reminded you of all the protests, and that's what you would be nuking. So let's keep our criticisms of government officials, of governments, and let's stay away from all the anti-Semitism. This is not all Jewish folks. This is not all none of that. So we got to watch that, okay? All right. But so here's the convoy, and I'm going to play you some videos. I want to thank Al Jazeera because, you know, ABC, NBC, Time, all of them. They won't help. They won't give us a damn thing. And fighting dirty, trying to get us shut down, as we will show you sooner in this show. But right now, I want to thank Al Jazeera for making available some of these clips to us. And here's the first clip I'm going to show you right now. And we're going to get you more and more information on these topics. Yeah.
Spin cycle, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man. It's the wonder of the internet. I'm fixing it, though.
Yeah, you got to fix it.
Now that Al's not around, he's busy. I can't rely on him.
Now, you know what?
Al Gore. Kipper was sending and said it was going to loan him out to me.
That's 15 seconds of commercial time, man.
Calculated. I think this has been a terrible own goal for Israel. Some in Israel are aware of that. The entire Israeli response to civil disobedience, and this is the important point, rocket fire on Israel, violent attacks on Israel, only actually are a setback for the Palestinian cause and help Israel maintain the status quo, and they're immoral. But civil disobedience acts, these kinds of things that Israel is wrong-footed by, which is the whole idea, are changing the dynamic. And I think what you see, Kimberly, is a growing gap, almost a gaping chasm between Israel's self-perception and how the world now looks at Israel. And the more that America will continue to line itself up with that self-perception that Israelis have, I think the more out of sync American policy, American officialdom will be with global opinion and with American opinion. That is not sustainable. It may see through these days, it may see it through this week, this year, but that's not sustainable over time. And I think Israel's choices and America's choices are becoming increasingly sharply focused. It's change your policy, end the occupation, end the blockade of Gaza, or it's find yourself really out on a limb and in a terrible place internationally.
Wow. Okay.
You know, just a lot of outrage too over this incident. And you know, Turkey was the place where it originated, and there's a bunch of Americans. I think there's 12 Americans too. But the outrage around the world has been really, really up, and you're not seeing it at least on a bunch of your American news, unfortunately.
More unfortunately, man, I have to bring some shaky news to you, my brother. With all the things that's happening over here, unfortunately, it takes a backseat.
Well, they use the oil. That's what I'm saying. They want you. They want you to be worried about the oil while they go over here and
Young
kick
boys
some other
take
butt.
time off from school to have their say. Gathered outside the headquarters of the body that organized the Gaza flotilla, they chant anti-Israeli slogans and messages of support for the Turkish Humanitarian Foundation, or IHH. This is also the debriefing center for those activists arrested on the vessels and subsequently deported from Israel. This group had touched down in Turkey just over an hour before, and this man had a clear view of events on the Mavi Marmara from the ship that was following, the experience still fresh.
Olayı seyrediyordum.
I was watching things unfold from the bow of our ship. Helicopters and inflatable attack boats approached the Mavi Marmara, and we started hearing explosions.
Başlayınca gemide patlamalar oldu.
And contempt for what he said was a ridiculously large number of Israelis that conducted the interrogation process before deportation.
Gerçekten İsrail korku devleti.
Israel is a state of fear. God has given them fear. There were 20 of us and 250 of them.
İnsanlıktan korkuyorlar.
They're scared of humanity, and they are really scared of Muslims.
Demonstrations continued outside the Israeli consulate in the business district. The police on standby to prevent a reoccurrence of an overnight attack. The broken windows evidence of the crowd's anger. Anger manifest also among those who are merely passing by.
İsrail bu müdahalesi aslında ne İslam'a ne Türklere ne
This isn't an attack on Islam or Turkey. This is an attack on humanity. And it's these people's right to protest against such a crime. And I totally support what is taking place here today.
And Turkey continues to weigh its response to the Israeli action. The country's National Security Council called an emergency session. The accord between Israel and Turkey clearly shattered, but there could be even greater consequences far beyond. The question, how will events impact on the relationship between Israel's strongest supporter, the United States, and its most powerful Muslim ally? What started out as an attempt to highlight the ongoing Israeli siege of Gaza could end in a shift in the balance of power in the region as a whole.
And I mean, let me tell you, what's amazing is that, of course, now people are gearing up. There are already other ships on their way.
Right.
People have said now because of this, they're determined to contest this. And so more and more ships, the Israeli government is going to have a lot on their hands. I want to tell everybody, remember, we did some checking on this. This was the 9th convoy by these people. 5 times previously, the convoy had gotten through. They were known entities. Okay, they were known people. And there were no, and as far as we can tell, to this point, no weapons found. Oh, the sticks, the knives, you know, steak knives and such.
Let me ask you a question, man, while you were reporting on this. Who is the front man for this activity? We were talking in the kitchen a day or so ago, and it starts with an N, man. I'm gonna give you
for the flotilla, for the
actions of the military.
The prime minister, the one who, I don't know the exact military commander, but the focus has been on Benjamin Netanyahu because he's I think he lost his mind.
There you go. That's what I
think he's lost his frigging mind.
See the point.
Why would you do this? Okay, it just now you're going to have 1,000 ships coming up there. You attack somebody in international water. You know why they did this? Partly to stick their finger in Obama's face. See, the Israelis are already pissed off at Obama, but we talked about before there's a nuclear non-proliferation treaty for the Middle East being discussed, and Israel is furious about that because they have a non-disclosure policy, and everybody knows they have nuclear weapons that we probably gave them. Okay? So now that the U.S. is starting to embrace a non-proliferative agreement in the Middle East, that means Israel might have to give up their nuclear weapons. No. And it's already been rumored amongst the leftist radical press that Netanyahu has said that he expects Obama to be a one-term president and he could outlast him. How's that?
Now, let me ask you this.
I know you didn't think about that.
Yeah,
Netanyahu says, I can outlast Obama.
Now, let me ask you
He'll
something.
be gone soon, especially where there's all this oil slick.
Does he know something that we don't know? Are we looking at him as being a fool?
He knows about BP.